What a night of football we have just witnessed. One game gave us absolute chaos, drama, and goals for days. The other, well, let's just say it stayed true to form. Today we are breaking down two massive European clashes, PSG versus Bayern, a 9-goal thriller that had everything. Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid, a tight, cagey 1-1 draw. And most importantly, we'll look ahead to what's coming in the return legs next week because both ties are still very much alive. Let's get into it. You know, the Bayern PSG game made me realize that Man City, we are still in our rebuilding phase. That level was top notch, a final in the semi-finals. Let's start with the game everyone is talking about. PSG versus Bayern Munich, 9 goals. This wasn't just a football match. It was pure, unfiltered chaos. From the very first whistle, both teams came out aggressive. No feeling out period, no cautious build-up, just straight into attacking football. PSG were electric going forward with pace, movement, and confidence, while Bayern looked as dangerous every time they broke forward. The big story, defensive structure, or the complete lack of it. PSG's attack was absolutely ruthless. Quick transitions, sharp finishing, and they punished Bayern every time they left space. But Bayern, they just kept coming back. That's what makes them so dangerous. You can never count them out, no matter the scoreline. Every time PSG looked like they were pulling away, Bayern responded, goals flying in from both sides, momentum swinging constantly. It genuinely felt like neither team knew how to slow the game down. And that's what made it so entertaining, but also so risky. Because here's the thing, in a two-legged tie, chaos can come back to haunt you. Tactical takeaways. Let's break down what actually happened between the madness. First, PSG, going forward, they were devastating. Their attacking players exploited Bayern's high line brilliantly. Quick passes in behind, intelligent movement, and clinical finishing. But defensively, huge question mark. They struggled to track runners. They left gaps between the lines, and Bayern exposed that repeatedly. Against a team like Bayern, you simply can't afford to switch off. And PSG did multiple times. Now Bayern, offensively, they were just as dangerous. Their pressing forced mistakes and they created chances almost at will, but their defensive line was way too exposed. They pushed high, committed numbers forward, and PSG punished them for it. So heading into the second leg, both managers have the same problem. How do you keep your attacking threat without leaving yourself completely open? This is where it gets really interesting. Do we see another goal first? Honestly, probably not like this. In the return leg, expect more control, more discipline, at least at the start. PSG might try to manage the game more, especially if they have any kind of advantage. They will still look dangerous on the break, but they will know they can't afford another defensive collapse. Bayern, on the other hand, will likely be more calculated. They will still attack. They have to, but expect them to be slightly more cautious with their positioning. That said, if there is an early goal, all bets are off again, because these two sides clearly bring the worst and the best out of each other. And now looking at the Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Now let's just completely switch the gears, because Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid is from chaos to control, from 9 goals to just 2 goals. This game was exactly what you would expect when Atletico Madrid are involved. Structured, disciplined, and extremely hard to break down. Arsenal had more of the ball, tried to detect the tempo, but Atletico were comfortable sitting in, staying compact and waiting for their moment. And that's the key difference between these two ties. Where PSG versus Bayern was wide open, this was a chess match. Arsenal struggled to create clear-cut chances, lots of possession but not enough penetration. Atletico, meanwhile, were clinical with the chances they did get. The 1-1 scoreline feels about right. Takeaways. For Arsenal, the big issue is breaking down low blocks. They moved the ball well, but too often it was side to side, predictable and lacking that final killer pass. Atletico, meanwhile, did exactly what they did best. Compact shape, defensive discipline, and just enough attacking threat to stay dangerous. They will be very happy with this result. So now, what to expect in the return leg? The second leg is where this tie could really come alive. Atletico at home. Arsenal at home and Atletico away. Completely different challenge. They will be even more difficult to break down, and they will look to punish Arsenal on the counter. Arsenal, meanwhile, have to be braver, more direct, more decisive in the final third. If they play the same way again, Atletico will be perfectly happy to control the game and grind out a result. But if Arsenal can raise the tempo, take more risk, and find that cutting edge, this tie is still there for them. So there you have it. One tie full of chaos, goals, and unpredictability. The other tight, tactical, and finely balanced. And honestly, both are perfectly set up for next week. Let me know in the comment section who is going through, PSG or Bayern. And can Arsenal find a way past Atletico? If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you after the second legs where everything gets decided. PSG versus Bayern Munich, 9 goals. Arsenal versus Atletico, 2 goals. Who do you think is going to be in the final?
And only now does he let go and let the love wash over him. A treble last year, by next weekend perhaps a third City double. Without compromise, without tear.